So guys, welcome back to Texas E36 Garage. We are back on the M3, guys. As you saw in the last video, we were in Germany and we were getting our BMW on at BMW Welt. Fantastic trip. If most of you know, if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook and whatnot, you saw that I also got engaged. On that trip, I proposed to my girlfriend, Marissa. Now she's my fiance. So guys, that was an exciting trip. We are now back in the States, and we are ready to work on the M3 again, guys. We have not worked on this in weeks, and we need to, because we have wekfest coming up in less than a month, and I gotta have this done. So, since the last video, guys, we have a host of new parts that came in while we were gone. Now that we're back, everything, guys. We have, first off, Reboot Engineering, guys. I'll put a link in the description below. But we have the radiator stays for the front here. We also have brake caliper brackets for the 135 calipers. These, I believe, are for E46 M3 rotors in the front. So, as you know, I had the E36 rotors before. I passed those off to Chris for his carbon fiber valve covers and stuff, so I had to reorder, and I reordered with the E46 rotors. So that will work out. We also have new starter. Nice little O'Reilly's lifetime warranty piece. That's what we'll be replacing today, taking the intake manifold off and putting that on. We also have a ton of hose sleeves, guys. So these are nice braided fabric, heat resistant. Gonna wrap a lot of the hoses that are left in the car after we tuck with all this, guys. I'll put a link for these as well down there. And then our final piece, which is our beauty piece, which I posted on Instagram a couple days ago or so. We have our Chase Bays power steering pump relocation kit, guys. I talked to Chase Bays. I needed a custom line setup so I could mount this up here in the front of the car next to the radiator and stuff. So to do that, I had to have some custom lines. As you guys can see, these lines are like magnificently made and just beautiful. So they are gonna mount up, and we're gonna put this on. Don't know if we'll do it tonight, but we're gonna get the intake manifold off, replace the starter, and I might, while I have the intake manifold off, we might tackle the power steering pump tonight. But we'll see how far we get. It's already 9 o'clock. And I'm just starting on the car, guys, so we have a long night ahead of us. But I need to knock out all this so I can get everything back together so we can paint the engine bay, guys. So, let's get to it. Guys, there's a bunch of stuff we got to get off. We got to get off this ground up front so we can lift this up. Need to pull the fuel return line on the front of this so we can pull this up and out of the way so that we can get to the intake manifold bolts so we can pop them babies off and start getting this this out of here so we can get to the starter. So let's start pulling apart. So guys, as you can see, we have the intake manifold off. Took all of like 5 minutes. It wasn't too bad. Got a headlamp here. Let me turn that off for you guys. So we got it off. I'm gonna clean you guys off. Got it off, and we now have access to the starter, which is right there. We have a special wrench to take it off and all of that. So we're gonna jump to it, get in there, and take the starter off and get the new one in. So let's get to it, guys. So guys, I didn't film that at all, but that was a beast. It's out. The new one looks identical. So we are gonna put the new one in, and and hook it up. When we get the whole car back together, we just hope it starts. And that was the issue. We're going to transfer the bracket on the back side to this one, and then we're going to slip it back in, bolt it back down, hook all the wires up, and then we're going to take a break, catch our breaths, and then we'll look into the power steering reservoir relocation. While we have all of this out and apart, it's going to make it easier to get to, guys. So it's literally right there. We're just moving it to right this area, I think. But let's get the new starter in, the bracket transferred, new starter in, and let's get that back together so we can not worry about that anymore. Longer than I expected, which took me 2 hours total to pull it out, put it back in. I took a break, but it's back in. The starter is in. It's tight. It's down. It's done. Now we are gonna jump to the power steering. I'm gonna pull off the bottom hose and I'm gonna drain the power steering reservoir, and I'm gonna get these lines off so that we can get our new stuff kind of mocked up and see where our new lines are gonna go, because our supercharger intercooler pipes are gonna go right through that area, guys. So we need to see where we can move that to better use our supercharger pipes and stuff. I'll probably need to dig those out from under there, which I believe was going to involve moving the car, because I don't think I can get those out without the car being out of the way. And I am sadly correct. But I need to get the intercooler and the piping out so I can kind of start laying it out and seeing where stuff runs, so I can see where this tank can go. But let's jump to it, guys. See you in a minute. We aren't going to reuse this transmission fluid. We're going to go with all new once we run the whole new tank and everything. Going to get all new stuff. Let's pull the top on the tank and drain that all out of there and get everything out of that tank, which the tank is empty now. Now that we have that off, we can come over here and we can pull the low pressure side, because that's the high pressure side right here, guys. I replaced this hose a while ago, so I don't know where that hose goes to. We'll figure it out, guys. So let's get the other kit out and see what we got. So guys, as usual, I run into problems. Happens regardless of, pretty much happens to everybody that works on their cars. The Chase Bay's power steering kit, relocation kit that they sent me, is the wrong kit. I didn't recognize it at the time when I unboxed it. I just saw it, looked at it, didn't really put two and two together because I hadn't looked at the car in a while. They sent me the kit for, I guess it's like an LS swap for the E36, because I'm missing the lines, or it's like half a kit or something. I'm missing the lines that go from the tank, the reservoir, to the actual cooler, and then back up. So in total I have 5 lines on my power steering. So 2 out, 1 to the pump, 1 to the cooler, then back, then 2 out of the rack, back into the pump, and then back into the cooler. Well, I don't have enough stuff, as you can see. I have a threaded end that goes from the tank to what's supposed to be the cooler, but the cooler isn't there. Like, my cooler has a press fitting, and the one that Chase Base has a threaded fitting, so it doesn't work at all. So it is a no-go on that tonight. So I won't be putting the intake manifold back on. I gotta put the new gaskets on anyway, so that's not a problem. And I need to dig out the injectors as well and a bunch of other stuff. So we are done for that for the night. So I'm going to turn my attention to the engine bay. We still have some stuff to do on the engine bay. The strut towers and stuff. And we also can route the coolant line that comes from there around. We can route it back and around and back up and do all that kind of stuff as well. While we have the intake manifold off, which is, we still have a bunch to do while that is off. So let's jump to it. I'm going to work a little bit on the engine bay, on the strut towers and stuff, and do some grinding, and then we will jump back to it. Okay, guys. Well, we have sanded some more of the bay. We have all our holes welded and filled. I have some... What do I have up here? I have Dynahair. So it's fiberglass reinforced resin with some, I think it's strands of fiberglass in it. We are going to but we're going to kind of fill in some low spots or some hammer marks over here. And we're going to get all this smooth so everything up front is super smooth. So we can get that on there so we can let it sit. And then we can come back later and sand, but we can get it on there and let it sit and let it cure and get it ready so when we do sand, we can just sand it and be done. So let's get to it, guys. So guys, we mix this up just like we do any other fiberglass as well. It just has like a bunch of fiberglass in it, so it's resin and fiberglass all together. So we're just gonna work. Well, let me just drop the camera. Sorry, guys. Let me reattach you guys here. See if you guys can stay there. So we're gonna just dump a little bit of this stuff out here. Well, dropped you guys again. Hang on. Well, dropped you guys. Alright, guys. Dropped you guys again. And this time, I broke my mount. So, if you can't see, I broke the mount all the way around. All four sides this time. So, that is trash. Well, I'll need a new mount, guys. So, I'll just hold you guys. So, as you can see, we put down some Dynahair here. We're going to put a little bit more, then we'll put some hardener on it, mix it all together, and then we'll lay it on the car, guys. So, let's get to it, and I'll be right back. As you can see, I ran out of Dynahair, but as you can see over here, we have all the Dynahair down, filling the crack, filling over top of the holes that we welded, the whole bit. So we now have that filled. I ran out over here. I need to finish on this side, but that side is pretty much done. So when that dries, we will sand it down, sand it smooth, get all the little bits out, get it down, and then we'll body fill on top of that, just your light body fill. But this is a good starting point for your fender wells, like your strut towers and stuff, since I'm trying to smooth out everything as much as possible, and this side had a bunch of dents in it, and same with this side, but we're trying to get it all the way flat, so won't be an issue. But gonna make up a little bit more, finish this side, and then I'll just let it sit and cure. So pretty much with the heat that we have right now and the humidity, probably will take like a solid like 3-4 hours before it cures, but I'm not gonna be here. That'll be for another day and another video, guys. But gonna mix up a little bit more, get that on, and let that start curing and see what's next. So guys, that is it for this video. We got a lot done in a little amount of time. We would have gotten more done if Chase Base had sent us all of our parts. I think we're missing one part and one hose, but I've contacted them, so we'll see what we get from them. It's a weird sound. You guys hear that? That's weird. So guys, that's it for this video. We got a lot done in a short amount of time, guys. Really feels good to be back working on the car, and hopefully we'll be there soon, full time, doing full videos and everything, guys. But as you can see, the house is almost done. We have the living room. If you guys don't remember, we stripped everything, ceiling, walls, the whole bit, new windows. Kitchen is done. We're painting up some trim pieces. We have all the trim done, floors down, everything, guys. We just have a few more things left on the house, and then it is move-in ready. But guys, it feels good to get the house done to a point where we can move in, so I can get back to cars and get you guys some good content, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Once we get back to cars, I have some new content coming out and trying to get the M3 done, guys. So keep watching. Thanks for sticking with me through everything, through Harvey, through the house build, back to cars and stuff, guys. So thanks to you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.